the floor like I always do. Yeah, Shane's on there now. You can see Shane in this ginormous upright bass. This is the first time there's actually been an upright bass in
So
this
big.
in this room. It takes up
So
most of the
large.
room. And he's petting it. How do I have to pet it? I ain't never actually had my hands on one. I have to pet it. And I'll
Not
probably
that size.
That's my baby.
yeah, I'll probably drop it on myself and crush myself.
Yeah, it's powerful
It's the largest instrument in the band. It is.
by far.
I'll say it is
Yeah.
bigger than the bass drum. And before I get too far, I guess I better say this: the Big Joe Shelton song. I completely forgot about this till Ed Swan reminded me that he actually played on Big Joe Shelton's albums too. So he's got a whole stack of songs in the playlist over here, which I forgot about. Shane has a few. Anyways, guys, how are y'all doing?
We're doing great. We're excited to be here.
Yeah.
We came over we had a little meal that baby girl cooked for us before we headed over, so we're full and full of it. Ed was able to miss out on jury duty to get over here and talk with us. So
Well, then that's a win-win situation for you.
somebody gets to have Ed tell them whether or not they're guilty.
I gotta go again tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
cool.
not fun.
Yes, the judicial process.
That's right.
Yeah, Ed is actually. I don't know if I can get his head behind
I'm hiding him here.
behind the base at this point.
Let me move him over here.
I'll lean in a little bit.
You can see him now. And before I go, I got a request. What is the deal with the name Cornbread?
Well, so with Big Joe,
Yeah, now they can see you.
with Big Joe, we had a song. The older I get, the better I was. That was
That's in here.
that was nominated for Blues Song of the Year in 2010. And so we went to the Blues Awards in Memphis, and we played, and we were on like national TV, one of the 300 or 400 channels that you could have tuned into at midnight on that day if you had so chosen.
Oh,
But
I was busy. Damn.
yeah, and so sound check was at like 11 in the morning, and we didn't play until like midnight.
Wow.
So we had a long time to hang out. And so the way it worked, there would be a song played by a band or a few songs. We had a 10-minute set. We did 3 songs. And then there would be some awards, and then the next, group and so forth. And this went on for, many hours.
12 hours or so.
More than 12. And so we had a lot of time to think about silly stuff. And the bass player of the year that year was Biscuit Miller. And I said, well, gee, I need like a food name.
Mm-hmm.
And so Big Joe came up with the idea, Cornbread Ed. Kind of rhymes.
Cornbread Ed, okay.
And so my son plays with me, so he's the hush puppy.
I've never heard his son say that. So I think maybe Ed just says that about his son, and maybe his son doesn't necessarily agree with that.
His son will be named the Little Colonel.
He's okay, Ed, back behind the bass.
I've never met his son, so
His son is Alex Swan. He's on the drum line for MSU, and he fills in on drums for us a lot when Shawty can't play, which is a lot with her work schedule these days. So,
what'd you say his name was again?
his name's Alex Swan. Is his name K. Alexander Swan? And,
Okay, I have heard of him then.
yeah. He's played with us a lot. He plays on his own a lot. He's making his own life, He recently had a published meteorological paper. He's on top of the world at 22 or so.
Okay.
21. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, but he's a good kid, and he's a great drummer. And I don't know if he appreciates being called Hush Puppy. I've never asked him. So
He puts up with it.
well, as of all things, Ed is a wonderful father and annoying. So see, I'm sure Alex would agree with both of those things, and I don't know which one Hush Puppy falls under.
So, well, there's no truth to the rumor then that when you were usually when I've seen you out live. You have last time was at Munson and Brothers, and you had those ginormous cowboy hats. Is there any truth to the rumors? And I was told to ask you this by somebody who's probably watching. Is that you keep like biscuits and extra whiskey or beer or kittens or anything up under the hats or on top of the hats?
I didn't know the public was aware about the kittens.
They are now.
I like to keep a pack of peanut butter crackers.
Oh, okay.
In case I'm hungry during a game.
Yeah, I don't really fool with crackers because of my feelings about white people. So
He plays blues, so he's not. He's just pale. He's not.
Right, that's right. Yeah. No, we had a good time hanging out over the last few years. Ed and I have been playing together for like
A decade.
over a decade, right?
Yeah.
Just over a decade, and it's exclusively fun. That's the only rule I have for our band. I don't make a lot of rules, but
I agree.
we're supposed to have fun. That's the job.
So how do you explain the Shane Tubbs band to people who don't know much about it? Because I mean, the last time you was here, we didn't have an explanation because you didn't have one.
Yeah, no, I didn't have. We were talking about that off air. How I didn't really have a music identity. These days, Ed and I still enjoy playing cover songs. A lot of bands that have original material don't do much in the way of covers, but Ed and I love playing, man, and so we play our stuff when we think it's appropriate, and we play stuff that's fun to play most of the time. So,
but we make the covers our own version.
Yeah, I like the place our band has come to. In the early days, I played with Larry Priest and Chris Folks, and those guys both played with a certain kind of a style that they developed over years. But I was still kind of developing my style at that point, and they influenced me. Ed has influenced me, and so I always say that we're a rock and country blues band. But the only reason the only reason I say that though is because nobody wants to hear that we really just play what we want. We love blues music, we love folk music and bluegrass and country, and there's a lot of individual artists, Sturgill Simpson, Coulter Wall, that are new these days that we're liking. And we're like a lot of people, we don't like pop country any more than most people do. But there's on the as with every genre of music, out on the edges is some really exciting stuff happening, and we like to find that stuff and find songs that are fun
and like the Wood Brothers.
Oh, the Wood Brothers.
Not really considered a country band.
Did I not mention the Wood Brothers? The Wood Brothers are the ones.
They're an acoustic band and kind of an Americana. If you can categorize them, they're pretty hard to categorize.
Yeah, and we like that too. We like being hard to categorize.
You've been very hard to categorize. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, our albums, are like that. Our first album had, some of very blues-oriented songs, a couple of songs, a couple of very gospel-oriented songs or bluegrass, feeling songs, but also a couple of songs that were just us kind of messing around between the genres. And trying to see which one we liked more. Is this a folk song or is this a rock song? Which one feels better? And we still write songs like that when we write songs nowadays. We've got 3 albums out, and I'm just now starting to work on our 4th one. But when we do stuff like that, that's the first rule: is have fun. Let's have a good time.
They're one of the few bands, by the way, that can actually cover an Elvis Presley song or at least some old blues songs and make it sound like a good rockabilly song at that.
Well, the thing is most people enjoy a type of music, more than they enjoy an individual singer or something like that. We all, some of us like blues more than we like bluegrass. I like guitar, so it makes me love all kinds of music, Beat It had a great guitar riff, so I just listen to whatever I can.
Me too. I mean, for me, guitar was the first instrument.
Yeah. Ed's still a guitar player,
Still play guitar.
That's okay. Right. Yeah, he's even though he's playing this upright bass. The thing about Ed is he's always happy to be learning new stuff.
Yes.
So he's picked up this upright over the last 8 years,
8 or
mainly.
9, yeah.
And and went with that. And so it's the only thing I did was start writing songs. So I don't. Yeah, I have to do that to feel like I'm up to Ed's level. Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we answered the question about the hats, and they didn't bring a kitten with them or anything.
Well, I've discontinued wearing cowboy hats for the most part.
Oh.
I have my style has evolved over the years. I used to like to wear a tie, nearly a suit and tie, like at all times. But what happened? Oh, that's right. I gained weight, and I couldn't fit in my more cutesy.
I gave him some.
Yeah.
I gave him some weight and took his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, you had hair the last time you was here.
Yeah, there was much more hair at the very least. Yeah, and I'm not at all sensitive about that either. No, Where was I going with this?
I forgot.
I started dressing up more because I got this great linen jacket that's very cool, comfortable to wear in Mississippi.
It is very cool in both ways. It's awesome.
I actually may have a photo of that one, probably from West Point, that the farm house over there that you guys played a benefit for.
Yeah.
That old stack of bands playing over there. Every last one of them. And the cool part about that show, every band sounded totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, we play a lot of festivals and stuff here and there, and that's our favorite thing about those kind of places. You go and you hear stuff, well, that. You visit a lot of different music scenes, and I'm not a big concert person. I don't necessarily like to go see see Chris Stapleton or somebody great in a show, but I love music, man. I love to see it done well and proper, and we've got a lot of great bands in our area.
I love to see concerts.
Yeah. Ed loves concerts. Ed's,
I like to get out and hear people as well.
Yeah, the only time I'm a big fan of crowds is when they're out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not I do all right with crowds, but I don't seek them out generally.
I really enjoy the local scene here, so I get out and try to see a lot of different bands, and I've got ideas and inspiration from those bands, including the idea to get an upright and how to play it.
Tell me about that. Where did that come from? I mean, we got a lot of people. Playing bass is one thing. An upright, that's a workout just moving that thing around.
Oh, man.
Well, when I see Chris Folks.
I forgot he does play one.
Yeah, and Wes. What's Wes?
Wes Davis.
Davis, yeah.
Wes Davis.
From way out west, as we used to call him.
I mean, when they played, it wasn't like some classical thing or some kind of boring bluegrass thing. I mean, they were like digging it and making neat sounds. And I thought, I'd like to do that.
It looks like fun.
It did look like fun.
Yeah, it's very tiring.
But I did a lot of study, and I got what's considered a rockabilly bass. So acoustically, it's not so loud, but it amplifies well on stage. So it's meant to play with a rock band and to not feed back. And that's the design of it, and it works.
Yeah, man.
Well, it actually fits good with what you guys do anyway, because at any moment, yes, they tend to play a lot of country music live, and I know the world knows I'm not a big country fan, but they make it fun. And then they turn around and slip in some rockabilly type stuff. It's actually, you think, well, this is actually really good stuff.
We purposely keep Green Day in the set list.
I noticed that.
We purposely keep stuff like that in the set list because we're those people too. Like we go if I go to see the Wood Brothers, who is our current favorite band, and they just break out with a ZZ Top song all of a sudden. Oh man, that is so sick. That's just like it's so great. I don't want the whole show to be that, but it's fun to see stuff like that happen. And so anyway, I like to see. We like to throw stuff out that's unusual. We like to play comedy songs.
Yeah, that's true.
we play. There's a great venue down in Hattiesburg we play at, and we have to play very quiet. It's a restaurant style venue, but inevitably they sell whiskey there, and inevitably the crowd will get a bit rowdy. As they only have us play till 9, probably for that reason. But anyway, things will get awful loud crowd wise at 8 o'clock, and if you're not, if we're not playing a little louder, then they can't hear us, and we've learned to exploit that. Like as they get louder, we'll turn to songs that are very well known that the crowd will really get into. But we're just as happy playing a funny song, when everything's quiet and people seem to be doing something serious. We'll do a song like the brother-in-law song, or
Shane and I both like songs that tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
We're both into the words.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what blues sort of does, and what I call old school country, as older than me, it's what that was really good at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very, very true. Got the classic country stars are the guys who could really do that. Even if you didn't care for, like, who's the guy I can't stand, but Marty Robbins. He had this, like, it's like it was a story more than it was a song. It was less musical than it was like a recitation of something. And it was always irritating. But, man, I wanted to hear what he was saying. Like, I wanted to hear the story. Like, this is a good story. And Ed and I love a clever turn of phrase or, something like that will turn us onto a whole band just because it's funny.
How did they come up with that?
Yeah. The Wood Brothers famously have a part that says GD. I won't say it on the radio, but they rhyme it with this thing at this really feeling moment of a song. It's like, you're a boy, not a man. And you're just like, oh, we've all, it just digs in. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I gotta look them up. You mentioned that name a few times. I don't know hardly anything about the Witt brothers.
The Wood
Brothers.
The Wood Brothers.
The Wood Brothers.
Wood Brothers.
Yeah, it's
I
two brothers. His last name is Wood.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, and then a third musician with them. So it's a trio.
And they are the wildest trio you've ever seen. Like
Shane and I will see them in December.
That's right. Ed's taking me on a date for.
I bought tickets.
Okay.
They're playing in Oxford.
They're playing
That's
December,
actually
right?
It's like December.
It's like the week
7th
after my
December.
birthday, so we're gonna go and see them. This will be my 4th time seeing them live.
It'll be my first.
But they're
to it.
they're incredibly good. They're all three incredibly talented, and
The Wood Brothers.
and they all do more than one thing.
And
The drummer plays the drums and solos on the keyboard at the same time.
How does
Like,
he do that?
Okay.
and sings harmony. He's a ridiculous human person.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll promote them some other time.
And I thought
great.
Zach Ashmore playing drums, singing, and playing a harmonica all three at the same time would scare it up. But play a keyboard while you play drums.
He did well. He played with us recently at a couple of gigs, and the first gig he said exactly that. He said, I'm actually better at harmonica if I'm not having to play drums and sing at the same time. So when we played,
talented guy for sure.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Got a bunch of
Nice
stuff.
guy, talented guy.
Several
He's all right.
songs from
He's
different
all right.
bands with him in here too.
Yeah, he's, I've seen him around a lot, and we were just needing a drummer a few months ago, and I hate to even say it like this because it sounds so stupid now, but we made it all the way down to him. We must have called 6 or 7 people, and finally Ed recommended him
we called
in a
people
group
who
of
had
folks.
played with us previously.
Right, yeah.
Which is what you do,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course,
you know.
But yeah, we got to Zach, and he'd never played with us before, so he came by for a rehearsal or two, and just super solid guy and incredible musician. Of course he plays with with Stormy Monday.
Stormy Monday.
They're a great band, and
and I've played with him in some theater productions. Zach
That's right.
was
Yeah.
Looking for another interesting challenge.
Yeah, we like. Again, Ed likes doing different stuff, and so does Zach, and so do I. I'm doing a musical in a couple of months over in Starkville.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you. I want to get you to tell me more about that here in just a few minutes for sure, because I've been hearing about that. I actually had a flyer. Somebody gave me a flyer while I was actually in downtown. I work in Starkville at the Mississippi University. I won't say Mississippi University. I work for Mississippi State now.
Right. Yeah.
I still say Roll Tide. I've been doing it all my life, but Mississippi State's pay my bills.
I was born in Tuscaloosa.
Yep. My father practically all but lived there.
Yeah. I have no choice. When you're born in Tuscaloosa, the stadium is like right there off the hospital, and they just hold you out the window like Sparta and ask who you pull for. And,
Yeah, you have to say roll
yeah,
tide.
you have to say it soon.
They'll drop you.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm here, so you know, I roll tide.
That's the right thing.
Yeah, I say roll tide too, but like I just work for, I work for these guys, so you
Yeah.
know. But that's
Mississippi
weird.
State's a fine organization. Fine.
They are.
Yeah.
They are my employer as well.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
about to say a questionable employee or two here and there, but
Well, anyway, since I forgot that you actually played with Big Joe Shelton quite a bit. How's he doing lately, and what's he been up to?
He has slowed down, but he's doing well, and lives in Columbus, and we've gotten together and played a few times over the past 4 years or so. And he wants to record new songs, and you know he's still got ideas, and he's just a great person.
Yeah, he doesn't really do the bar scene around here anymore, which, not that we have much of a whole lot of a bar scene left. I think it's gonna get better. But Big Joe doesn't do that much anymore. He mostly sticks with the festivals, but he's got some really good original stuff when you get the chance to hear it. We played one song earlier, and I forgot that Ed actually played bass with him.
so did Ed.
And I actually have photos of it, so I should have remembered.
Ed thought it was somebody else, and then he suddenly was like, "Oh, that's Big Joe. Well, then that's me on bass."
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
song, that song had kind of a similar to the beginning of a ZZ Top song.
Yeah.
I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
ZZ Top is the band that influenced my life back when I was a child because, and I've seen them live more than any major band in the world except for, Black Oak, Arkansas, and that's because I know everybody in the Black Oak, Arkansas family because I've been to their house when I'm up in Memphis. So, but that's a different story altogether. But ZZ Top, I make a point to see them every chance I get. And one day, if I want to pin Billy Gibbons down and see how many cats he has in his beard.
What's up with these cats? These cats are pervasive, man.
That's just everybody that shows up with a great big beard. The guy was in here last week, Mark Winger from the heavy metal band Killjoy. He's got
Yeah.
a great big long beard like that. He used to didn't have it when I first got to know him. He let it grow out. And I'm like, okay, serious question. Very serious question, though. Well, okay. Do you keep cats or anything in your beard or little birds and stuff? Yeah.
How is that
Okay.
a serious question?
Yeah, I threw him off with that one just for the fun of it.
I knew a kid one time. He was 9, and we were riding it on a church thing, and he said, "I'm letting my afro grow out." And I said, "Yeah, I noticed. I really like it."
Uh-huh.
He said, "I saw a guy on TV. He had a really big afro, and I thought maybe I could hide stuff in mine." And I'm like, "Yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah, wouldn't it be hilarious if we were sitting in class and I just pulled a banana out of my 9-year-old kid?" He said this.
Notable.
I'm like, "Dude, yes, you would be popular for several
Yeah,
days
you would.
if you did that."
Well, there were rumors about one of the Harlem Globetrotters used to do that. I don't know if it was true or not.
Man, oh gosh, that would be hilarious. Just interviewing a guy, yeah, we played a pretty good game. I mean, they were on defense the whole time, but their rebounds were...
Exactly. I hope they're getting that.
Yeah, the Facebook Live guys can see it. The radio people can't see me miming peeling a banana. But I am. That's what I'm doing.
That's what he's doing. All right. Now, you've also been doing a lot of acting. When you were here the last time, you were getting ready to do something over here at the Nova Arts Theater at that time.
Oh, really? Yeah. So, let's see. 2010, I got a role in a Tennessee Williams play. And I started acting with those guys. And I did it most every year until like 2015. I took a year or two off after that. And I really didn't get back into to doing plays and stuff again until maybe 2017, something like that. Just a few bit roles. But lately, the last couple of years, I'm not working as much. I was working over 50 hours a week, and I was always having to work on Saturdays, and I had very little vacation time as well. So these days I work for myself, so I have a little more time and I'm much more flexibility. So I've taken advantage of it. In the last year, I've been in 3 productions, I think, and it's going to be there's going to be a 4th one this year in Starkville. It'll be my 2nd musical for them. And my first ever musical was here at the MUW campus. was doing Schoolhouse Rock back in 2019 when Lee Krause was
I heard
here.
about that. I didn't get to see it. I should have.
Yeah.
I wished I had of.
You should have. I was fantastic. I don't know.
Well,
no, everybody was fantastic.
Everyone was great.
I
That
met
was a
so
really
many.
nice
I
production.
met so many wonderful people. Like I met Dr. Stockton. He
yeah, he's
I
a
got
cool
to.
guy.
He told me I sandbagged him because like I didn't know anything about music, you know, and I didn't, and so he had to help me a lot with the harmony parts because I'm just not good at singing harmony. And so then it came time for me to do my song I had the lead in that show. And so I had a song, Mr. Morton, that's just me singing, you know. And I nailed it because, you know, I'm singing lead. I get to just sing how it sounds. And anyway, he was like, you sandbagged me. I didn't know you could sing. Anyway, I met Dr. Stockton,
Harmony
Dr.
is a different
Krause.
skill than
Oh, man,
melody.
I'm terrible at it. I really am. It's difficult enough for me to just hold my lead line while other people are jumping in harmony. I had big aspirations when I first started singing in like 2007 or 2008 with my church, and I had big aspirations with because I can wail. You know, I got a big voice and a big mouth, and God only knows, anybody will tell you. But it's
Yeah, I've heard that.
I was looking right. Yeah, I've heard that about you. Yeah. But I had so much fun singing. I just knew I could do it, and I went. And the guy, one of the singers, like just showed no mercy. He just looked at me halfway through my little audition and said, "I mean, I guess you're good at singing my parts." Yeah. And I'm like, oh, am I supposed to be singing different parts? He's like, yeah. And,
Wow.
yeah, I didn't know. I was trying, but it wasn't working. So,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm much better if I'm in charge.
Okay. Well, that's why you're the lead singer for the Shane Tubbs band.
Yeah. That's why I don't sing harmony for
He
anybody.
also has the right personality for a front man.
Well, yeah, he's outgoing like that,
Yes.
which is cool.
He's got a lot
Despite the
of
fact he
charisma.
doesn't like crowds, yeah, he's outgoing.
Yeah.
It's you know, again, it's one of those things that it's not that I love entertaining people.
I love to be on stage, but I'd rather not be the front man.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's just my personality.
I can see that.
That's
Well,
the personality of a rhythm section player, really. You
That's
want to
pretty
be
much-
on stage. You want to be part of what's going on.
yeah. Just not what's going on.
So Shane is acting, and I've also been in a lot of theater productions, but always in the pit. The musicians.
Well, and again, Ed is a very technical musician, you know, and whereas I'm much more fluid, if you will, you know, of a musician. Ed really appreciates getting every single note exactly right, and the how long you hold it, and whether or not it's hard or soft, and the stuff you need in a pit, you know, for a musical or for a theatrical performance. And I would be terrible playing, you know, some kind of rhythm or something, you know, on guitar down in the pit at a theater show, because I would either be, I only have two speeds, either off or high. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay, what's the new theater thing, the actual thing that's going on in Starkville? Because I had a flyer about it, and I misplaced it, but it's probably sitting in my car now.
So the show I'm acting in Starkville is going to be in the end of September and October. It's a Mel Brooks play.
Good.
It's called it's a comedy. It's an outlandish comedy called The Producers, and he made it a movie. It's one of his best, most award-winning movies Mel Brooks made back in '68, and then they released it on Broadway. I want to say in '01 or something, to ridiculous success as a stage play. You know, they kind of brought it back. They had Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick. Will Ferrell played in the movie that they made in 2005, and the movie kind of bombed. And so everybody kind of forgot about it. But the play was hyper successful, so theater companies often, you know, bring it back and resurrect it. And Starkville Community Theater is set up, being in Mississippi, being right there adjacent to Mississippi State, is set up for like a great community production, because they can find singers from amongst the college kids, from amongst the adults that live in Starkville, and they pull some from Columbus like myself. But they also get enormous technical support from Mississippi State. You know?
Oh, yeah.
From the surrounding schools, Starkville Academy both have great music programs, and so Jordan teaches us how to sing over in start. Well, she has to have patience with us and teach us how to do our singing properly, and then they have choreography that that gets done. And I'm just an actor, but like, it's hard, it's a lot of memorization, it's a lot of everything, and I'm just a supporting character in this play. The lead people have an insane amount of memorization and dancing and stuff like that they have to do, and all of us just do it because we love theater, because it's fun. You
don't even get paid for it. You do it for fun.
That's right. Some of the technical people get paid. I think they pay their set people sometimes, and they pay their sound people sometimes, and directors maybe. But as a rule, yeah, it's all voluntary.
In the performing arts in general, except for a very, very, very tiny 1 out of 1,000 people who are doing it, could get paid more if they spent that time doing something else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, very few people make a living at that kind of stuff. And if you do, you're either a failure or you're just barely getting by or something. And one out of, and do well. Yeah, it's, our son, David, is, he's doing theater construction. He's got a great design job at a repertory theater in Colorado right now. And he's making good money, but he's not making fantastic money, and he wants to do improv comedy, and, he's willing to make sacrifices for a few years to give it a go. And if he wants to do it and he believes he can, but he's also realistic that, he may change his mind one day and do something else. So.
But Shane and I show, and people we play with show, that you can love that stuff and do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Part of your life.
That's right.
I've done this, here. I did it when I lived in D.C., in Columbus, Ohio, and, other bigger cities where I've lived.
I give Ed a hard time. He gets a lot of free time for the summer because of his job, But Ed also makes a lot of sacrifices during the school year just to have his fun, just to go play shows or to do theater production or God forbid, hang out with the family. I guess
that's life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, and that's how
Being
we both.
On stage is part of life.
We both do feel that way about it. Like,
if you have to be on a stage, it's part of your life.
Yep. Ed, tell us a little bit about your background, and then I won't get down to talking about what the Shane Tubbs band's doing. But Shane, I know about his background. Ed, other than playing with Big Joe, I didn't know a whole lot about yours.
Well, I'm a professor at Mississippi State.
And what do you teach?
I teach computer science and math. And before here, we've been here for 20 years. We raised our children here. I worked for the Navy. So I was doing that in Washington, D.C. for 7 years. Before that, I was in grad school at Ohio State.
Boo!
Before that,
Buckeyes, yeah.
and we're a quality team up there.
It's fair.
It's fair.
It's fair.
And
they're fun to watch. I'll give them that.
And then before that, I was in college. Went to Auburn.
Oh, now we have to kill him.
And
Well, folks can't help where they're from.
Okay, all right.
And but the whole time, really, from when I was about 19 or so, I've played in bands with people, sung in choirs, done some theater stuff. I've been doing this for about 40 years now. And I somehow love it even more now than I did back then. I mean, I've gotten a lot better at it over the years.
I agree.
And, and so I've always had my family. I got married very young, and still married. And I've had my job and career, and I've had my musical endeavors.
Okay.
And that's enough to keep me busy.
Yeah, see. Well, that is a whole lot there.
Ed gets to travel a lot too. He goes all over the world for Mississippi State, or to learn his trade a little better. He's often in Japan. He taught in New Zealand last year.
I do love to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a photo floating around Facebook of you in New Zealand, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does he have the time?
Well, a nice thing about a university is there are opportunities to travel and have those kind of adventures.
All the time I get to travel, they make me drive.
I like
Same.
it. I mean,
Same.
you know, you sit on an airplane for a long time, but if you're going to enjoy travel, you put up with that to be somewhere new.
Whatever. You take Ambien. No.
I do.
I'd have to.
Yeah, myself. Yeah, I'd be up there stir crazy.
I did get a prescription to Ambien about 15 years ago, and when changing time zones like that, it really, really helps.
Mm.
Yeah, New Zealand's a long ways away.
New Zealand actually isn't as far as Japan. It's more going to the north to the south.
Yeah.
But Japan, which I've also gone to, is actually farther.
Huh.
I didn't expect that. When you think about a globe, you don't see it that way.
Yeah. I don't. I would have never thought that. Huh.
But
yeah.
New Zealand is quite a bit east of Australia.
Uh-huh.
And so when you fly there, you spend most of the trip flying due south.
Mm.
Well, Shane Tubbs Band. Now, I've got 2 CDs. The first one and the Ides of October, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
At home. They got a few of their songs here on the playlist. And you got a third one out that I haven't seen yet. I'll get it one day, hopefully.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should have brought you one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I'm looking around like I laid it down right here. Didn't you put it right here? No. I may have one in the truck, Dale. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll say about that. But yeah, our last album was Love in a Bar Room. We put that out in 2020.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
2021.
Late
21.
We made a nice music video.
Yeah, we did. It's
professional production values.
It's our first on purpose music video we made to kind of go along with that, and
my wife has a leading role.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, thank goodness we did it because we have that all of that place and time.
Yeah, we do.
One of my best friends was in the video, and he was hurt at the time with a broken leg, and he sadly passed away unexpectedly, like a couple of months later. Yeah. And
nice guy.
we've got this. I have all this video footage of him, and so like it's really nice to have that. When my wife passed away, like I didn't have like long video footage of her or something like that, and that was a real like I just wish I had it, and so it was fun to to reminisce about Nathan. And anyway, we had so much fun making it that it was such a big, we were just so happy to do it. And then now I look back and watch it and I'm like, boy, that was really silly. It's just, but it is, that's what it was meant to be. It's supposed to be silly. And it's just a little mini EP kind of. We wrote, I think 5 or 6 songs for it.
6.
And we went back to Tupelo to Kevin Wade, and got Kevin produced it for us. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the guy who produces our albums. I mean,
he's very good.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He's wonderful, and he's great to work with, and he's so intelligent about music. He has great feelings and ideas about which direction, to take.
He was actually in here several years back when I was actually in college before I got to know you, and
yeah,
he probably got a hair left up on the ceiling somewhere up there.
From his long hair.
Yeah. And just he's kind of tall and stuff.
Kevin was a classic rocker. He doesn't play much anymore. He's had some injuries,
sadly,
and he doesn't play as much as he did. But yeah, Kevin's still,
he loves to produce though.
Heroic. Yeah, definitely. Kevin's the reason we have albums at all. I would never have written more than a couple of. I had 4 songs when I met Kevin, and a friend of a friend I'll name his name, Bill Halton from West Point, put me on to Kevin because he said he was making a singer-songwriter night and he wanted a country guy. And the guy thought of me, but I didn't really have country songs written. I had just written like a rock song or 2, And so I wrote like 4 more songs, and I took a couple of my gospel songs I had written and made a 10-song set. And Kevin was like, this is enough for an album, so why not take the next step and just make the album? And he did it. He offered to do it for us for free. We paid him a pittance for doing it for us, but it was amazing. It's one of the best times we've ever had doing anything, was cutting that first album. And each album since then has been not a letdown. Like Kevin's it's so good. He has a wife now, which is weird, but and she's
Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda. She's hilarious and very supportive
is.
in an irritating way. she's a great.
She's probably watching.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, she's a great chick to have in the room, and she puts up with all of our antics.
In the first album, Melissa was there, Shane's late
that's right.
wife, and that was the time that I got to hang with Melissa most.
And again, Melissa was such a huge inspiration to my songwriting at that time. She was sick at that time, and we were very close, and so there's a lot of that in that first album, but none of us really felt like that. We weren't sad about it or anything. We were just like trying to hang out and trying to just keep everything going as long as we could. And so it's wonderful to have had that time.
I didn't realize how sick she
That's
was.
right. Well, nobody really did.
Yeah,
well, we had that. We had
her out
that
in
time.
public. You wouldn't the way she carried herself in public. You wouldn't think she's sick because she was always cracking jokes.
Yeah.
One time I met her at the Nova Arts Theater. She was actually smiling, cracking jokes the whole time. I'm like,
yeah, man.
and she's actually had cancer. Wow.
Yeah, she had kidney failure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She had that for 16 years. We also got married young. I was 21 when we got married, and so she had that our whole marriage. She bought me my first guitar. Leaned on me. She was in band in high school, so she leaned on me to make sure I was like articulating notes properly, and it's so frustrating. But I couldn't quit because like she was looking at me like, oh, I bought you a guitar. I knew you wasn't gonna do it, or something like that. That woman could use me, man.
Manipulated you.
Yes, sir. She was a bad man.
I gotta do a few shout outs right quick. Brad Williams, Dwight Watkins up around Corinth. I ain't seen him in a minute. And of course Richard Montalto. Am I pronouncing it right? Montalto?
Montalto?
I can't say it from here.
Yeah, I had to look real close. I'm like,
what's
okay.
up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Montalto. He was the guy actually I saw in the Burning Piano who introduced me to the first time I'd ever seen an electric upright bass. I'd never seen one before.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen several of these thanks to him, Ed, and Wes Davis.
Right,
and actually,
right.
Courtney Blackwell was looking at one time over in Starfield, and she was looking at one. I thought, you ain't gonna be able to pick that thing up and walk off with it. But anyway, Richard actually showed me his electric one. I thought, man, I gotta have one of them.
Oh man, Chris Folks has a new big black beast that he's been playing for the last couple of years, and it's gorgeous.
Sweet.
Yeah, Ed's is made for what we use it for. It's great. We can play it in a room like this, but we can also you plug it in on a loud stage, and it won't feed back easily. It's built for that kind of stuff. So.
But I'm not sure what kind of bass this is. It sounded sweet when you was playing with it, just tinkering with it just a few minutes ago.
3/4 size bass. This is the standard size for an upright bass played in a country band or like a K bass, the kind of the standard acoustic bass. It's a plywood bass. It's not really meant to play in an orchestra with.
Okay.
But it's much more durable than an orchestral bass.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at this thing over here.
Oh, this is the last new guitar I bought. Yeah.
Melissa got this guitar.
Yeah, Melissa told me to go and pick out like a good road guitar.
Takamine.
Yeah.
Takamine.
Yeah, and so Larry Priest, I played with him for years, and Larry's probably the best two guitar players I knew when I started.
He's about the most versatile one I've had in here.
He's great. He's a great guitar player, man, and he's great. He's great. But he played one, a black one, and so I knew it was a good guitar, and I tried, but I didn't want to just get a Takamine. And anyway, I tried several, and Melissa was like, just try it and see how you like it. And the neck on this one is very different from the one Larry played, and like when my fingers went around it, I was just like, oh, it was like Harry Potter, like when he grabs the one, just that's what it was like, yeah.
Okay.
The neck on a guitar or a bass. Shane's right. It's very important.
I didn't realize
how playable it is.
I didn't realize that, but I learned on a guitar with a very narrow neck. And a lot of people don't like that because it's difficult to get your fingers in the correct spots all the time. But I grew accustomed to it, and it just feels right. I played that for years and years, and learned on it. Like. My fingers learned how to play on that kind of a model. So when I found an acoustic, it's not there are models out there with a smaller top of the neck, but this one, it's just other guitar players are lots of guys seem to get a lot of guitars. Yeah. If I find something that fits, you got to convince me to buy the next one because this one fits. I haven't bought an acoustic guitar. I haven't thought about an acoustic guitar since I got this one.
I too am not want to buy a lot of new stuff.
Right, yeah. There's lots of gearheads out there, and I'm not one of them neither.
Okay.
Really. I have a good Fender amplifier that Kevin Wade recommended I get because of my sound.
That sounds great.
And and it sounds perfect for my style of playing. And I have a HD pedal that a lot of people hate, a POD pedal, merely because it's got a great volume control on it,
nice
and it's got a little bit of overdrive adjustment, and that's all I needed out of it, and it was cheap, so I've got that, and that's all we really run. I sing through a Crate acoustic amplifier, and we don't generally use a PA for shows. We like just 3-4 amplifiers for our sound and go. We played Sounds of Summer.
4 amps on stage.
Sounds of Summer was a production for us because we got there like 2 or 3 hours early because we'd never set up like that. So
well, David Allen probably had the hard part done for you.
No, we had to do our own.
Man, if we'd have had the Allen, man, those Allen guys can run a sound system, but
that was half my PA and half Zach Ashmore's.
Wow.
PA.
Okay. Well, before I'm going to turn you loose on exactly on the toys in a minute, but right quick, Shane Tubbs Band, Facebook, I know you can look them up on Facebook, and these guys are on Facebook, but any social media that you can tell the world about?
We have all our albums on Spotify, so you can check out our music on Spotify anytime you get ready. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. If you got iTunes, whatever you run. We have a Shane Tubbs Band YouTube channel, and we have I stream video games on Twitch.
Okay.
I do speed runs of retro games, so I've got a following on there, and they would be angry if I didn't mention them. So I'm glad I did. Shout out to my Army men, Sarge's Heroes guys.
Sometimes I do some Facebook, but
once in a while.
Well. I deal with computers and stuff at work and a lot of email at work, and by the time that's over, I just I don't want to spend more time in that headspace.
What are you talking into?
I'm just talking.
Oh, you're just talking. We couldn't have it a bit of.
I don't know.
Move that mic over so.
We don't know how sensitive that is. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd wait. Keith Cole. Oh, Keith Cole. Keith.
What's up, Keith?
All right. Yeah, by the way, you can look these guys up on my Facebook that I do know of. I don't know what else you got.
We have
I forget my own half the time.
We also have a website, too.
That I didn't know about.
Yeah, we have Shane Tubbs, ShaneTubbs.com, for the Shane Tubbs Band. And we try to keep our schedule and stuff updated, but we're not playing around here much. So we are at Munson and Brothers in November is our next.
Don't let me forget that.
Here, so.
I love hanging out over there.
But Munson's is our favorite place. Well, these days there's almost nowhere playing. So
true.
So live, if you're gonna play live, then you better be small. Duo places can you can play in a lot of places in Starkville, but around our area there's not a whole lot of places that are booking a full band. So we do a lot of parties, a lot of weddings, a lot of we play down in Hattiesburg. We were doing that monthly, but I haven't booked with them again, so I'm not sure when we're back down there, but hopefully soon.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see what you guys want to play for us today. I'm not too picky about it, so.
Well, we were talking about Queen Anne earlier. I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I don't want to bore your usual listeners, because I know y'all's feelings about country music in general. So we could open with Sam, and cover.
Okay, I'm gonna move you back from that microphone a little bit.
Is it too hot?
Yeah. Nope. And ow, that hurt.
I bet they did.
Well, it
We'll get together here in a
sounded
minute.
loud in his ear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I bet it did. Yeah.
All right, let's try that again.
Okay.
There we go.
I swear I tuned this thing up earlier, but
Yeah, watch you do it.
I knew it was going to be like this. This is weird, sitting down to play. I usually don't do that.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah. I could stand up, I guess.
The second song is Queen Anne.
Yeah, this song is Queen Anne. We wrote this song in about 20 minutes one day because we wanted a pirate shanty. So,
I need to put that in here then.
how's that sound?
There we go.
Blow your cannons all the way, boy. Take your time. Aim down low. Try the water line. Yo ho! Looks like the whole dang ship is made of iron. Come on, quiet like now, but your service to the Queen. It'll turn out just fine. Tonight we drink around the fire and dance on top the bones of everyone who ever tried. The captain's beard is polished black as darkness every night. He'll drag your ship down for the morning light. Yeah. I myself was hoping that you wouldn't bring us to this. Blackbeard's gonna take your plunder and baby take your soul. But burn your piece of ship. Then how you gonna get back home when all your roommates are fish? Should've joined us like I said. Now you done incurred the wrath of the dang Queen Anne's revenge. Tonight we drink around the fire and dance on top the bones of everyone who ever tried. The captain's beard is polished black as darkness every night, and we'll drag your ship down for the morning light. How you gonna get home? Oh, you have to swim home. No, you probably float home. Nothing but your bones.
Maybe the cat's blue too.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I know I've heard that a few times, probably live and so on. What CD is that off of?
That is off of Ides of October. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah, that's our
heard it
second
recently,
album.
yeah.
Yeah. It's one of our favorite album or songs on that album, and Kevin had some great additions to that song. A lot of great, just a lot of great extra little production stuff. We have this great canon
There
sound.
was some mirth in the recording process.
Oh boy, I forgot. Yeah. I also enjoy recording Edward while he's making mistakes doing lyrics and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I have this great rated. I mean, if you could get a rated X rating for language, it would have it. Like it is just, his language is abysmal. Even Deadpool would blush. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
But he's struggling to get this just this one part where he has to say yo-ho, and he does not make it
but
every
it
time.
starts an 8th count before the beat.
Yeah, it's a very
For some reason that day, my brain would not allow me to do it.
Ed does the best math of anybody I know, but he wasn't quite able to math that one out.
No,
Oh, okay.
had to sleep on it a few days before I could do it.
Oh man! Also, Kevin would probably enjoy this too. But when we cut our first album, we cut it at Larry's house, at Larry Priest's house in his studio.
Oh yeah.
And Larry was cutting background vocals for our song Crappie. You remember Crappie? You've heard us play that before.
Oh, yeah.
It's a love song about crappie fishing. But Larry, when I sang the chorus, we're after crappie, the guys in the background would go, crappie! And Larry's part was very growly, like, crappie! It was just very mean old man sounding, lyric. And Ed and I were out in the next room, and we were forced to be very quiet so we didn't mess up the recording.
And it was so funny.
But all we can hear is going, grab it, grab it, and Ed and I are in there desperately trying not to laugh. Failing miserably. We're just, I'm sure you can hear us in the background.
Oh, that was such hilarity. I don't know what was possible to be so amused.
Playing in the studio is one of those things that you get a lot of you get stuff recorded by accident, and it's wonderful, and you're so glad to have it. And Ed cursing his way through Queen Anne is one of those things.
Wow.
We were talking about style earlier. I meant to say that I've graduated from wearing a suit and tie all the time to now I'll wear a shirt and a tie with my South Park hat. And these are my towel-y socks is what I'm wearing today.
Okay.
So, just so everybody's on board with my style. I'm married is what I always say, and I'm not trying to find another woman. So I'm there's no reason for me to, to do all this anymore.
Yeah, you want to throw in another one before you go?
Yeah, you want to do something, Ed?
Sure.
But what? Should we do one off the new album since Dale doesn't own it?
Pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we do the bottom. The bottom is one that's
That's very good. Let's
This is a fun song, but this is the kind of song where if you just listening to it, like you pass by it, you might keep going because you don't like this style of music. It's got a very Johnny Cashy kind of old just doom tick tick. But it's part of the fun of this song is that it's just really about nothing. It's just about being a drunk and partying, which is kind of what all those old guys were singing about anyway.
Pretty much.
George Jones, we're looking at you, bro. Sitting and drinking, I ain't no careful thinking. And I said drinking again. Feeling them feelings, and they make it all too real. And I'm a sitting here and I'm feeling like drinking again. Lady night leaving, keeps leaving me thinking. I'm leaving after right where I've been. And this lady, she's looking like she's looking to leave. And I'm looking to help some old lady sing. If you can't find me, you can start by looking down. I'm 1 or 2 levels out of hell. horse while I'm out for the count. Way down at the bottom, trying to dig my way out. Looking at ladies, they're looking at me. It got me looking back across my many sins. This lady, she's looking like she's looking to leave, and I'm looking to help one old lady sin again. And if you can't find me, you can start by looking down. I'm one or two levels out of hell. Up on her high horse, I'm out for the count. Way down at the bottom, trying to dig my way out. Way down at the bottom, I'm trying to dig my way out.
That was different. I can't hear. Well, can't hear me now. That was different. Yeah, I have not heard that one. That was good.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
And a shout out to Ron Williams and Michael. I can't read that last name. Michael McIntyre. Okay, Michael McIntyre.
Mike
Okay.
McIntyre.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a fine pianist.
Yes.
Yeah, that he is. And Ron Williams, you owe me an interview one day anyway.
Yeah, Ron. Ron's still out there. Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely fun.
Yeah, we had a
And it was
great time.
different for me, but fun.
Yeah, we had a great time doing that album. That we took a lot of pressure off ourselves and promised we would just have a good time. Making music and just kind of enjoying it. We spent a lot of rehearsal time getting stuff just right, but we had a good time doing it.
Made the recording smoother.
It did. We had a great, easy time doing. I sound like Trump. Just tremendous time, a great time. Just tremendous. It was great. Kevin's so easy to work with. You know, you can go up there and he's okay if you get half a song. He's okay if you're figuring it out. You know, he's just down for it, and he was hyper patient with me when we were doing the first album, and so. The more albums we've done, I've tried to get things tighter as we've gotten to rehearsal time. Next time I'm really hoping that we go with many more live cuts of songs for this next album. We had talked about doing a full on live album, but it's kind of prohibitive with finding a venue and getting all the sound just right and everything.
But I've been
especially around
recording
here.
a lot of our shows.
That's right, yeah.
And slowly mastering them as I learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And my son took a recording of our last show, Zach, on his high quality, recorder. I mean, it's better than a phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
With a real stereo mic and so forth. So
I hate recording live music on the phone.
Yeah.
Some of my podcasts, okay, but a big live show, no.
But the thing is, the phone's in your pocket anyway.
Uh-huh.
And,
That's true.
It's a lot better than not capturing the moment.
Yeah. That's in Ed, and Ed has so much footage of us, just like, I don't know. It's
I got a few out on YouTube.
Yeah.
But much more awaiting me to master them.
As far as I know, you have the only video of me with a beard.
Yeah. But I got Final Cut Pro about 6 months ago, and I've been slowly trying to figure it out.
See what I mean?
It's a deep program.
Always after.
I've had it for a few years. I still can't have figured it out.
It's complicated.
Yeah. And I got since you mentioned Kevin Wade, I remember a song he sent me a long time ago that I played in here, but I had to censor his version, and you put it on the eyes of
Marlena.
Thank you.
Marlena, man.
Tell me that was not based on a girl I know in Vernon, Alabama. Or was
No,
it?
no. Well, if her name's Marlena, no.
Yeah, her name's Marlena.
No.
Phew.
No. So,
Definitely listen.
so I can very carefully. Yes, definitely, she doesn't live there. She lives not even in Alabama.
Okay. Phew, good.
So,
Good thing.
so this was at a weird place in my life. My first wife had passed away just months before, like 2-3 months before, and I was living again at that point, but I was just coming off of it, I was still in bad shape, and Kevin had been had been having some trials and tribulations of his own, and he just called me up one day, and he's like, I'm coming down, I've had a crappy day, and I want me and you to sit down and write a song about a cheating whore. And I was like, well, okay. So
I'm still awaiting this call myself.
if you've never received this call? Well, it was the first time for me.
This particular one.
It was the first time I ever got that call. But anyway, so we got together and we just pulled off of all of the terrible moments in relationships we'd either had or we'd heard of, from people we knew. And so we wrote this very disgusting song about a really mean woman. She was a terrible chick. And so it was fine for me to write it. And as far as I know, it's not about any individual person. It's about a lot of different, it's a conglomeration. So we should, so far we haven't been sued. And we'll, on our last album, we put out Luke Bryan Lover, which is a...
Shane's a big fan.
Okay.
What? Don't say that on the radio, bro. That's in the world forever now.
Yeah, it is now.
Shane is a big fan of...
But now you have to just explain the
I'm
song.
a big fan of what?
Well,
I'm a big fan of not liking Luke Bryan is what I'm a big fan
it's
of.
a very cleverly written song.
I appreciate that.
The lyrics are just turned around and just the right way.
I don't care for Luke Bryan as a rule.
Okay.
Or his style of music. But also, like, I don't care. It's, so we were joking about it one day, and I just decided, I'm going to write a song about not liking it, and it's more about just I don't like pop country. But
Are we on that one?
Yeah. But I encourage people to check it out because we don't do a lot of comedy songs, originals. But that's one that I'm very proud of because I think so too.
It's
Ed.
very
Thank you for saying
cleverly
that.
written.
I think it's funny, and I think it's I laughed a lot while I was writing it. So I hope everybody else laughs. While they're when we cut it.
The name of the song is Luke Bryan Lover.
The name of the song is Luke Bryan Lover because
poking fun of Lucas and Brian is good.
No, well, the song is about a person who likes Luke Bryan and what that kind of a person might look like is what the song is about. But it's obviously tongue in cheek. It's written from the point of view of a jilted lover, and so it's supposed to be mean and it's hilarious. I don't mind saying it's funny, and we play it sometimes at shows, and it's very obvious that people aren't really listening to the lyrics because they'll be kind of into it, but they're also like they don't understand because they haven't been paying attention. So I encourage you to listen to it sometime when you're stuck in traffic or something and you're looking for an uplifting moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you're ready to study.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the original version of that Kevin sent me of Marlena was I couldn't play it on here. I had to censor it, and when you put on the album was censored.
Yeah, I just said
with,
I just said cheating, and we didn't censor it. I just didn't say the the prostitute word. If we can get it, can I get away with that? I already said it a minute ago. Anyway, but we in hindsight, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I'd have just put it out, full on. My excuse was that the rest of the album wasn't really rated R, so I didn't want that. I didn't want that song to be rated R either. But it's sad because Marlena is a great song. It's a lot of fun. If
It's
you're
actually catchy.
yeah, if you're a guy, it rings true, you know. And if you're a gal, then I think you know a girl who treats guys like this, you know. Just like, you know, it's the same reason, you know, all those "He Cheated on Me" songs are popular with women country singers, you know.
Oh yeah.
Is because it's true. It's because men are jerks and men do that a lot.
And a lot of female country singers that may be is off of that type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name too many more names, but still.
Yeah, I think you don't. I think you don't make you don't reach people by just saying stuff that is untrue, you know. And so you have to talk about cheating because people get cheated on. You know, most everybody has. It's unusual if you haven't. Ed, it's unusual.
Yeah, a lot of country musicians and blues musicians have made a lot of money off that situation.
Yeah.
Even if it hurt like hell, but still.
Yeah, you got to go through the blues. You know, if that's what you're going to do, you know, that's true. I got to, you know, I went through the blues through like natural heartache, you know, but like as an adult, I haven't been downtrodden. I've lived a very happy adult life, but my childhood was no happy time, you know, a lot of the time. And so, I think that's why I like to do both things. I like to be very sad sometimes and very dejected and stuff, but also I like to laugh, man. I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
Me too.
Well, y'all making me hungry, and I'm almost running low on time, but I do appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you for having us, man. We love
It's definitely been fun.
Yeah, man. I was worried we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, y'all did most of the work. I just let y'all talk. So
Yeah, all right.
Y'all cover most of it. I'm going to throw in, while y'all on your way out, I'm going to play something off the Eyes of October album that I'm quite fond of. This is the song called Dangerous.
Oh, yeah. That's another good one, yeah.
Dan, definitely thank you guys for coming in. It's been fun.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay.